Hi friends, this is the Bijou Baker. I'm Maria. Today we're going to make an upside down pineapple cake because I want to. A lot of times my video inspirations come from when I'm in the store and I'm looking at bell peppers. It's like, oh, those look great. I want to do something with them. Well, that was the reaction I got when I saw this baby. Man, it smells so good. So I'm gonna tear this up and put it in a cake and devour that when it's done. There are 3 things that have to be done before we can continue anything. The first is to cut and separate the pineapple. I'll show you how to do this, and if you guys don't have one of these pineapple corers, it's awesome. It is just awesome. I love it. So I'm gonna do that, but before, here are the list of ingredients right here. Here's everything you need. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is just take off the top. Did you know, I'm told that you can take this and plant this. If you know me, you know that I can kill a silk plant, so I'm not going to do that. I will, however, dig at this and nibble on this later. All right, so you've got your bowl or your pot or your cup or whatever you want, which you can really use that for. This, you want to put this in the center where the core is. Push down a little bit and just spin. Yeah, the dogs are playing, can you tell? That's it. You just keep going. You'll know when to stop. Oh, this is beautifully juicy. My hands are too small. I had to do that because my hands are small. And that's perfect. Look at all that juice in there. That's perfect. And the core is out. I don't know. Have you guys ever used this? It's kind of neat. This pops off, so you can just pull it. Cool, right? I love this tool. From here, I'm just going to slice them in half. Now, with a pineapple upside down cake, the traditional presentation are rings of pineapple upside down. Sometimes they put a cherry in the center of it. I'm not a fan of cherry, so I'm not going to do that. And the reason I'm cutting it is because 4 pieces isn't enough for me. I want pineapple in as many bites as I can get. So I'm going to slice this in half and rearrange them. But I'm only going to go through maybe, yeah, just a few slices. This is very ripe. I may have to pick and choose the prettier pieces. No, I'm going to do that. I'm going to pick and choose the prettier pieces because presentation does matter. Those are nice. Those are beautiful. Okay, let me turn on my oven, 350. Right in your face, huh? Before we get on to the cake part of it, we need to start from the bottom. So we're going to prepare the gooey, glazy pineapple stuff that's going to be inverted, and it's going to be on top. That's going to be done in a pan. Actually, I'm going to bake this in my skillet. It's just a 9-inch skillet. If you get a bigger skillet, it's going to be flatter. If you get a smaller skillet, it's going to be higher, but it's like right there. So if you go smaller, it's probably going to overflow. Why is this not closing? Did you need to know that? There. But I'm not going to open it. It's going to be like one of those closets where you open it and everything falls out. No. Okay, so 4 ingredients here to make this, the glazy part, the yummy cinnamony part. And it's not cinnamon until the Bijou Baker gets a hold of it, and then we add cinnamon because I love cinnamon. All right, so got my heat warming up the pan, and I've got 5 tablespoons of butter. You know what? You want to watch this, not me. I know. All right, 5 tablespoons of butter. It's going to get nice and melted. Electric skillets are so weird. They take so long to warm up and cool off. So not my favorite, but you deal with what you got, right? All right, so I've got 2/3 cup of brown sugar. Now, when you use brown sugar, you want to pack it. You want to scoop it up and smush it down into the measuring cup, and you want it to have this shape. That's, well, this kind of broke, but there. When it's firm and holds its shape together, that's strange enough. That's the perfect amount of sugar. And then we've got pineapple. Now, what I'm doing with the pineapple is I'm going to, this is the only time you get to arrange it. So you have to make it the way you want it to look. What goes in goes out. You know that phrase, right? So I'm going to put them in kind of like a spiral because I want as much pineapple as I can get. So let's get this heated and we'll go from there. All right, so the butter is nice and, ooh, that's good, ready. Just gonna break in the brown sugar. All right, and then it will start to melt and dissolve. At this point, I'm going to add in a touch of cinnamon. Now, can you see how thick that is and very, very gritty? Well, of course it's gritty. It's basically raw brown sugar. But I don't want this to be gritty when it's cooking. And did you know that if you put in a little bit of lemon juice at this stage, you'll get rid of the grit. It'll start to really dissolve much better. So I'm going to lower the temperature and let it, yeah, you can already see that the grit, the granules are starting to melt it really good. So this will be kind of like a caramel, and you see the liquid on this part here? I really want that incorporated. So I'm going to keep mixing it until it's incorporated. The sugar's dissolving really well. And that little bit of lemon juice is going to help bring out the flavor of the pineapple. So I'm going to let that sit and thicken up. Okay, so I'm going to take my pineapple, and of course I picked all the pretty pieces, and I'm just going to lay it in a circular motion. And I got my knife because I'm going to have to take off some pieces here so that the center will fit without overlapping. I wonder, do I dare? I think I'm going to dare. I'm going to get a bigger piece in here. All right, that's it. That's going to sit. You can use canned pineapple, and if you use fresh pineapple and you cut it, you know, you peel the, oven's ready. It's my favorite sound. If you peel the, okay, God, quit yelling at me. If you peel the pineapple and then cut it and then core it, you're going to choose your width. So if you choose them too thick, the baking time is going to change, as is the depth of the pan. So that's going to sit until I'm ready to fill it. The vegetable oil. You really want to make sure that your cake is moist. That's an essential period in any cake you make. So we've got the oil and the sugar. And we're going to whisk this up. And I really like using my hands when I make cakes. And 1 egg at a time. Why do they do that? Well, because you want it incorporated really well. You want everything together before it goes on to the next step. It doesn't matter what you're adding. You want everything incorporated well before the next step. So with each egg, you incorporate it really well so that there's no strips of yellow or chunks of yolk or chunks of egg white. And last one. And for myself, anytime, as soon as I do my eggs, I'm going to add my vanilla. That way, 1, I won't forget the vanilla, and 2, it's just a pattern and it stays consistent. So about a teaspoon or so of vanilla. If you don't like vanilla, seek help. No, I'm joking. You could use almond extract or something light like that. I personally just can't get enough of vanilla. All right, so I'm going to set this aside. I've got my flour, baking powder, baking soda, and just really the tiniest touch of salt. That's just going to be able to pull things in. And then incorporate them because it mixes better. All right, and then we're going to swap out the flour and then alternate the milk. Again, that's just to keep things incorporated. This is a fairly thicker dough batter than like my vanilla or my chocolate cake. Just different ingredients. But this one I need it to be thicker because it's going to be carrying the weight of that yummy pineapple and syrup and goodness. So that's that. At this point, if you wanted to add another flavor, like I really was contemplating adding a touch of cardamom. And for my palate, I'd be in heaven. But I'm having guests over and I don't want to confuse their palate with what they know a pineapple upside down pineapple cake should be. All right. So my pan has been sitting and it's had a little chance to cool off. Now, here's the trick. I'm going to add just a little bit more. I didn't use all of it, but there's a consistency I want. And if I add it too much, then it'll be too thin. All right. Okay, this part is really kind of cool. Let me see if I can bring it up closer to you. This part has gotten a little firm. That's perfect because it will hold my batter better. So if it was still soft, that's why I let it sit. If it was still soft, I would, I don't know, maybe ladle it in so it doesn't disturb this. But this is a fairly pliable batter. So I'm just going to very gently start in the center and let it pour out. The whole thing will get covered, which of course is what you want. beautiful. All right, I'm going to take off, this is warm but not hot. I'm going to take off my removable handle, which, by the way, I think is one of the greatest things you can purchase out there. I don't even remember where I got this. Believe it or not, I got this pan and this and a few others at a garage sale for like $5. Yes, I love being cheap. All right, into the oven it goes for about 35 to 40 minutes at 350. I always keep one of my older cookie sheets on the bottom just for dripping. That might just be perfect for this cake. All right, it's done. It looks beautiful. Wonky. It's funny how it got wonky. I'll explain how that happened. But look. See, and it's going to stay in this pan. I'm going to let it sit for maybe about half an hour. By that time, all the bubbling will have stopped. So what happened here, I didn't, usually what I would have done was put some of the butter along the sides. Oh man, that looks so good. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. It's not going to affect the taste. But while it is hot, I am going to just kind of separate it. So there's nothing catching. Oh, that is so light. All right, so it's going to sit for about 30 minutes and then I'll flip it over. All right. Just give me a spoon and this looks so dang good. Okay, I moved everything aside. It's slightly cold to the touch, so I know it's ready. All the sugars have absorbed and the caramel has stiffened up a little bit. Providing I did my work right, it should toss out easy. Now, hold on, let me just look right at you. Because if you're thinking, oh, this part is scary, it is. It is. I'm sitting here thinking, man, I hope it works. But here's the thing. If it doesn't, what do you think I'm going to do? Throw it? I don't think so. So let's see what's going to happen. Alrighty. Dun, dun, dun. Where is it? Let me move this because I want to give a tap. Oh, beautimous. That is just beautimous on a plate. I'm going to let it set even more before I cut into it. And yeah, that's the hardest part. Okay, so this is the remains of, you see where the pineapples were? This got pretty firm. So I'm going to melt it, make it a little more caramelized, and then drizzle it over the top. Thanks, sis. Okay, so it's melted. This looks so good. It smells so good. But you must know, I don't know how to leave things alone. So I'm going to add just a little bit of whipping cream. Okay, dog. Okay. And that's it. That's just a little bit of caramel to drizzle on top. Okay, so it's done. It is begging to be eaten. I am begging to eat it. Someone asked me, well, why do you go to so much trouble? Because I like to eat it. Who are we kidding? So, that caramel sauce, okay, you've seen me always add caramel sauce to it. If I have a sugar or a flavored anything, all you have to do is thicken it on high heat and put some heavy cream in it. That's all this is. Look at, smell it? I know. Oh my gosh. Okay. You could have put a little bit of pineapple juice in this because of what it is, but I don't care. I'm not going to miss it. So let's plate. Okay, you know that presentation is always, always important. So I'm going to take some of this sauce And I'm just going to drizzle it on a plate. That's all. That's all there is to this. In any way, because the cake is going to cover it. Hello, my friend. I can hear how moist it is. Oh. That's it. Is that not beautiful? Man, here. Okay, forget it. I'm just digging in. If you're happy and you know it, stuff your face. Okay. Okay. Oh my God, this is so good. Okay. Okay, I gotta go because, yeah, I gotta go. This is not gonna wait. I'm not either. All right, my friends, until next time, happy baking.
Ah, that was fun. Don't forget to like and subscribe.